Hello!
Hello! Welcome back to our channel. It has been a little while. Not been on any Disney trips, obviously, but our trip to Florida is coming up very, very soon. 4 months today, we will actually be going to Magic Kingdom for the first time, so we are very excited. Today's vlog, well, you might be able to see by the theme going on. Pixar mugs, Pixar top, Pixar ears, some Pixar bits and bobs going behind us.
We were looking for a video idea, really, after the trips. And with the new release of Elemental, Pixar's latest film, we sort of discussed and said, well, why don't we do a ranking of our least, to favourite Pixar films. We are going to go and watch Elemental on the weekend, so we were going to wait and add that in, but for now, I think we're gonna put our list together, aren't we? And there'll be some discrepancies between the lists, but we've over the last year or so we've watched the whole 26 Pixar films, and we're working our way through the Disney classics as well, which is a bit of a task, but
bit of a longer list.
Certainly the Pixar films we managed to get through, and we've sort of compiled our list of least to favourite, which is what we're going to run through with you today. Essentially, so we're going to give our picks at the numbers, and then probably talk about the films as well for a little bit, and obviously let us know what your thoughts are, and obviously what your favourite Pixar film is.
So if you want to pause and go and grab yourself like a cup of tea, it's going to be a bit of a chatty
It's going to be a longer video. Obviously there's 26 films to run through, and we will be talking about the films.
Not all of them, but some
as well. Yeah.
Okay, so shall we start with what we've got as last? So
I think
we'll
start with our least favourites. Yeah, makes sense.
I know what yours is already. So do you want to start?
Well, I'll make a start. My least favourite Pixar film is Turning Red. This came out. Was it during COVID or slightly after?
It wasn't very long ago, was it?
And we were at home on a Sunday afternoon and decided to give it a watch, and it was very forgettable. Let's just say that. I really didn't like Turning Red.
I think it's a bit. I mean, I didn't hate it. I didn't despise it, but it wasn't my favourite. But I think it's. I'm just going to put it out there, it's about periods, and
the target market, I think, is young girls, and the message behind the film is actually really, really good. It's a nice message about the way our world works and whatnot. But
I think for a man,
it's very subjective to a younger girl, should we say, with the boy band stuff and the subliminal message behind it. I didn't really enjoy it. There were some funny bits, but I didn't really gel with it as I did with a lot of the other films. As you can see, that's why it's last.
Like I said, I didn't hate it, but it wasn't my favourite. A lot of people are going to hate me, but my least favourite is Cars 2. I can't really say about it because I can't even remember it. I didn't enjoy it that much. I just
it was
didn't really gel with
a change of story. We'll roll into my number 25, which is Cars 2. Moving on from Lightning McQueen and the racing, it focuses a lot more on Mater and introduces the spy scene. It's just bizarre. It goes away from what Cars was meant for. And
I like Mater, but I just thought the film was a bit.
I mean, Lightning McQueen's hardly in it. It's a real strange. I don't really know why they did it, but no, Cars 2 is slightly more tolerable for me than Turning Red, so I've put that at number 25 on my list. Cars gone last.
My number 25, funny enough, is Turning Red. Like, swapped, haven't we? Again, didn't hate Turning Red, didn't hate it, but not my favourite. A lot better films. Number 24.
Well, my number 24, I've gone for The Good Dinosaur. We evaluated our list just before we made this video because it's been a while since we moved them all about. On reflection, there are parts of The Good Dinosaur I actually quite like. But I don't. There's not anything there that pulls me in to the movie. Arlo is okay. Spot is a nice addition as sort of a comic relief without words. But I can't really give you any pointers as to what the film was about. It was about growth of the dinosaur, I suppose. But
I liked it.
I don't really. It wasn't really that entertained by it, to be honest.
Fair enough. Well, my number 24 is Wall-E. And I actually quite enjoyed this film. I know. And I did actually really enjoy this film. And I find, Wall-E's really cute. Is it Eve or Eva? Yeah. I did find it quite enjoyable to watch. But I thought there were better films.
We watched it recently, and to be fair, it does drag. There's a huge lack of dialogue in the film as well for the first sort of 40 minutes.
I just didn't like. I can't really say I don't like the storyline.
I just
thought it was a bit boring.
I think, as with all Disney films, there's a subliminal message behind it, and it's about protecting the earth and whatnot. But
I put it really low, but I've got
Dreamlight.
I know, but I've got Dreamlight Valley. And if you've got Dreamlight Valley, you'll know how addictive it is. And I've actually made a custom outfit, and my character is in full Wall-E outfit. So I do like it. But I don't know. Film's pretty low on my list. So do you want to go your number 23?
Well, our number 23s are actually the same, which is something I don't think happens much on the list.
No.
We've both gone for Brave, which I actually quite like Brave. As a film, I think the casting for the voices was really good. Amy McDonald and Billy Connolly are in it. I love the song "Touch the Sky."
Yeah, it's a nice song. Farrah does funny, she's a good princess, but
I think the story lacks. It lacks a certain punch. There's a nice message in there, but there's not. It's not memorable. I wouldn't. If I was choosing a Pixar film, I wouldn't rush back to watch Brave. If it was on the telly over Christmas or whatever, I probably would watch it.
But we wouldn't be in bed.
I wouldn't choose to watch Brave, to be honest.
Not our cup of tea.
Coming in at number 22 for you, then.
Oh, okay. So I put The Good Dinosaur at 22. Not as low as Jack. I don't need to go through the story again. I quite enjoyed it. I thought it was quite a cute little film. I think Arlo's quite a cute little character. It's still quite low, but it's not as low as yours.
No, I agree. Yeah, there are some nice bits in it. I just don't. Again, a bit like Brave, I wouldn't rush back to watch The Good Dinosaur. I don't think it was anything I'd ever go to a Pixar film and go, I fancy watching that.
I get that.
And I don't think there's a lot of feel for it in terms of Disney itself. I don't know. There's obviously fans of the film, but there's no merchandise or rides to theme it, so it's But anyway, my number 22 is actually Finding Dory, which
this is a disagreement one.
I thought Finding Dory was a really disappointing sequel, which I have found with a lot of the sequels that have come out from original Pixar films. I actually find Dory really annoying in this film, which is going to really upset a lot of people, I know. But I think Ellen DeGeneres is great. I think the character of Dory is great. I just find this film a push. Finding Nemo was excellent, and I think they just tried to expand on the Dory character, but it doesn't really work for me, and that's why it's at 22. Again, I wouldn't necessarily pick to choose Finding Dory. I would always pick Finding Nemo over it.
What number are we on? 22.
You're on 21.
Right, we're both on 21 now, and no, we've not picked the same. So I picked Luca. I did enjoy Luca. Again, I think I was a little bit bored. Like I said, I enjoyed it, but I think it was a little bit boring. I have to be in a film mood to watch a film, haven't I? I think that's like anyone, isn't it? If you're not really in the mood and you're not giving it your 100% attention. I think I was on my phone a lot in this film, and I find it hard to concentrate if I'm on my phone looking at Instagram or whatever. I don't really pay full attention to the film, so maybe it's not really a fair judgment, but I thought it was alright. I liked that it was based in, was it Italy?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, and the colours of the film, all of that was beautiful, but just not one of my favourites.
No, I agree. We didn't really give it our 100% attention, I suppose.
No.
Could tell you what the story's about and what happens, but it wasn't. I didn't really take much of it in when we were watching it. But
they have got now in Disneyland Paris. So Bellanotta, the restaurant, is when you go in towards
Fantasyland.
Fantasyland, opposite like a small world.
Yeah.
They've actually got a Luca section in there now.
Yeah, which is really nice.
Yeah, it reopened just before our last trip, didn't it?
Yeah.
And it's got like all the decor outside, and it does look pretty. So
yeah,
it
does look nice. Yeah. To be fair, Luca's not a bad film. So, I mean, we'll get to Luca on my list soon. But my number 21 is WALL-E, which I think WALL-E's quite low on your list at 24. But I do agree with some of Carla's points. WALL-E is quite hard to watch. I actually watched WALL-E at the cinema when it came out.
Did you?
And I didn't really like it then. Nothing really happened. But there is a nice message behind it. I think that you need to look after your planet and what could happen. And I think WALL-E's really sweet as well. I think.
I just remember being in primary school and everyone going around going WALL-E. I'm not very good with voices, but it was like that, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, 21 I think is fair. I think a lot of people will probably disagree with our points on WALL-E, but it's not. Yeah, I don't feel the urge to watch WALL-E.
Yeah.
Very often.
Enough. So number 20, right? I feel like an idiot now because I said about Finding Dory being so good, but Finding Dory is number 20. But I have to say, probably from 20 onwards now, I have struggled to put them in. I prefer a lot of the Pixar films to the actual Disney films, like the Disney animation films.
Yeah.
So, to be honest with you, from number 20, I love all of them. Like I already said, I really enjoyed Finding Dory. I thought it was good fun. I like it that it's in the aquarium and you've got the octopus being a bit cheeky and always trying to sneak out.
Hank.
Yeah.
What a name for an octopus, Hank.
I think it's a really fun film. On a Sunday, when you're getting ready for work and stuff, I'd like to put that film on, have a chill, have a cup of tea. So yeah, I quite like that film.
Yeah, sort of flicking around there as well. My number 20 is actually Luca, which we've just sort of discussed in brief detail. Like I said, we weren't really giving it our full attention. I would like to watch Luca again, actually. I think there was a nice message in Luca that you shouldn't judge somebody who's different, and they have this perception that the sea creatures are monsters and blah, blah, blah. There is a nice message in there, but I would like to watch it again and because it was a long time ago we watched it.
Yes.
Get a proper feel for it. But I agree with what you said. Into the top 20, it does get very difficult to move these around. There are a few obvious ones that I think come later, but certainly I agree that the top 20 is really difficult.
Yeah. Okay, so ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have put for number 19 Cars 3. Do you know what? I've got such bad memory, I can't even remember it, but I must have liked it because I put it near the start. Well, not near the start, but I put it up my list. What happens in Cars 3? I can't even remember.
Cars 3 is Lightning McQueen returns to racing, but the technology is advanced and the cars are better and have better performance, and he's sort of left behind.
I'm saying I still can't remember it, but I obviously enjoyed it because I love Finding Dory, but I put Cars 3 in front, and I just didn't think it was fair to move it around because every time we've watched a film we've then put it in our list, so you've just watched it fresh, you remember what happened.
We built our list almost immediately after we watched the film, which could be a bad thing, but we have sort of reevaluated.
Maybe we should have done a list memorable ones, and when we watched it at the time, but I can't really remember Cars 3, but it's at number 19.
My number 19 is The Incredibles 2. Going back to what I said really about Finding Dory, I don't think the sequels for the original Pixar films have really been great. Incredibles 2 is 19th because I love the family. Bob, Helen, Dash, Violet, Jack. That was really quick, wasn't it? I think they're all really good characters. I sort of like how it flips it on its head in this film, in that Helen becomes a superhero and Bob, Mr. Incredible, stays at home. I do like that part. However, as a kid, watching The Incredibles, and then for years and years and years anticipating that the Underminer was going to be the villain in the next film after he shows up at the end of the first one, and it not being that was really disappointing. It changed the whole complexion of the film, but I do quite like it, even though it's a disappointing sequel. So it is at number 19.
Okay, so number 18. This is really low, but I have to put it here because I prefer others. I put Toy Story 4. I love Toy Story, and the other films are a lot higher on my list, but I just found with Toy Story 3, and we've said this a million times, haven't we? Toy Story 3 was the perfect ending.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, it really was a good ending. However, I just found Toy Story 4 a bit... They were just making it for the sake of it.
Yeah, cash grab.
Yeah, and I still enjoyed it. I still thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'll still watch it now and again, didn't we?
Yeah, we watched it not long ago actually.
Yeah.
But I think you're right. I think Disney know that if they release a Toy Story film, they're going to sell Buzz Lightyears, they're going to sell Woodies, and that, do you know what, that is great for kids that are growing up, because I grew up with a Buzz and a Woody.
Yeah.
And you know, it's great that has continued through the generations, but the film itself.
Yeah. I like that Bo Peep came back.
Didn't really need to be made, did it?
But it just felt a bit... I thought Toy Story 3 had a better ending.
Yeah.
But they're bringing out Toy Story 5 as well, aren't they? So, I wonder what that would be like. But my number 18 is Toy Story 4.
My number 18's Onward, which I actually really enjoyed. I thought it put a really nice spin on sort of the, you know, brotherhood and whatnot, and I like the fact that they're all mythical creatures. Yeah. There's a good story there, and I did quite like Onward, and I love the fact that Tom Holland and Chris Pratt are the two main characters. I think they add so much in terms of voice acting to the roles. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I thought it was a real good sort of adventure story with some great laughs and good characters, and it was surprising, I'll be honest, because it sort of came out at a time where you were expecting a poor film.
Yeah, and we had just watched the good Pixar films, so I won't ruin it because you'll see what ones we think are the best. But we had literally just watched all of our favourite Pixar films, and then we watched Onward, and we weren't really looking forward to it, were we?
It was pleasantly surprising. Yeah, it was pleasantly surprising. Like I said, there's some really good comedy in it, and the voice acting from Tom Holland and Chris Pratt is excellent. So Onward is at 18.
Okay, number 17. I put Incredibles 2. You've obviously spoke a bit about it, so I'm not gonna dwell on it. But yeah, number 17 for me.
My number 17 is Cars 3. Again, we've discussed it, so I won't dwell on it. I just think after the disappointment of Cars 2, there's a really nice return to form, back to the racing, back to Lightning McQueen being the main character, and back to that sort of storyline where the friends are all involved and no flying cars or anything like that. I thought Cars 3 was a real nice return to form. So Cars 3 is number 17 for me. So we'll roll into number 16. We'll start with you.
I put Onward. Again, we've just spoke about it loads, but really enjoyed it. Not got too much to say on that one.
Onward was a pleasant surprise. I think it was.
Yes, I agree. Are you enjoying that, by the way?
Yes.
We've never drank fruit tea in our life, and we're trying. Was it red berry?
Red berry tea. Yeah, it's actually
nice.
Quite tasty. Yeah. My number 16 then is actually something new, which we haven't discussed yet. It's Monsters University, which I do actually really like. But again, like what I'm going to say about every sequel, nearly in the Pixar universe, I don't really think it needed to be made.
Yeah.
I think we already established the characters of Mike and Sully, and what annoys me even more about this is that Randall and Mike are almost friends in the film of Monsters University, but that is never mentioned in Monsters Inc.
Yeah.
I like I said, I like the film. I love the concept. I like the story that Mike and Sully don't really get on, but they end up being mates. So I like that. That helps. But there was things in it, and I thought, well, really, that doesn't link to Monsters Inc.
Yeah.
But by and large, it's a fun film, and obviously you've got Mike and Sully, who are established Pixar characters, so it's great for that reason. And to be fair, the story is quite good. Favourite scene being the librarian scene.
Yes. My god, I love it.
He's huge.
Yeah, that is a good.
But that's my number 16 is Monsters University.
Okay, so number 15. This seems quite far up the list, but I put A Bug's Life. I really like A Bug's Life. I think it's a really good film. It's quite funny because we were watching a vlog, Sam for God. I don't know if you watch her, but her videos are amazing.
Great big Sam.
She was handing out a Bug's Life lounge fly, wasn't she? She was doing like a giveaway, so she was walking around the park and I think she was giving it to a cast member. This one.
I think the test was to see if you liked if you knew who the character was.
But it was to a cast member, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And thinking a cast member would know a lot about Pixar. About half of them didn't know what A Bug's Life was. They never heard of it. But a lot of them were French, so I didn't know whether A Bug's Life hadn't been released in France. I don't know, but it was quite surprising because we grew up with A Bug's Life.
Yeah, I had Bug's Life on video when I was younger. I think, was it the second ever Pixar film? I think it was Toy Story, A Bug's Life, and then Toy Story 2.
No, I think it was after Toy Story 2. I might be wrong.
I think it was the second Pixar film, so it was fresh. When I was a kid, that was, it was the next thing after Toy Story. Yeah. So
I put it quite high up. I think it's a very underrated film.
Yeah, I agree. My number 15, I've actually gone with Toy Story 4, which we've discussed a little bit. Similar to Monsters University, really, I don't really think Toy Story 4 needed to be made. However, you've got your gang back, your favourites, Buzz, Woody, obviously, like you said, Bo Peep is returned to form in this film, and when you've got those all together, it does make something special if you're a fan of the series and you're a fan of the characters. So, despite its problems and the fact that I don't really think it should have been made, you can't help but enjoy it for what it is, I suppose, with the characters that are back. So number 15 is Toy Story 4.
What have you put as 14? Okay. I've put Lightyear as number 14. So we watched that in the cinema, didn't we?
Yeah.
I did really enjoy it. Yes. Really enjoyed it. What's the cat called?
Socks.
I thought the cat was brilliant. I am a massive cat lover. If you follow us on Instagram, you'll see Stanley all the time. He's not actually in here. He is normally by my feet. Don't know where he is. He'll probably walk in a minute.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love the fact there was a cat in it. I just thought it was a really good film. It was fun. It wasn't Toy Story, but I thought it was a good. What do you call it? Like
link.
A link.
It was a link.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think Chris Evans was voicing Buzz, which was
yes. I mean, love great. Captain America.
Yeah.
So.
Go Cat, Team Cat. My number 14 is A Bug's Life, which obviously we've just sort of talked about. Very nostalgic film, A Bug's Life. Like I said, I had it on video when I was a kid. It was the second Pixar film to be made, and it just carries some really good memories of being a child, I suppose, and I think it's got a great story. I also think Hopper in A Bug's Life is one of the best villains.
Yes.
Voiced by Kevin Spacey, and it's all about oppression. It's a minority controlling a majority, and it's just a really good sort of power struggle comparison. It's good.
Film.
Yeah, I like A Bug's Life. I do, and I would like to watch it again soon, actually, because I think it's really, really good. So that's my number 14. Is A Bug's Life.
Okay, so we're now on to our top half of our film.
So we're halfway through. We're at number 13.
So, number 13, I've put Monsters University. I just think it's a good laugh. It reminds me of my time in uni. Not that it was similar, but just...
Full of monsters.
Yeah. I just thought it was a good laugh. I like that they were doing all the challenges, all the fun. You know, the bit when they're walking through, I don't know what you call it, like a cave sort of thing, I guess, and they're all being shot at, and their team will come out and they're covered. I think it's so funny. I don't think it's the best Pixar film, but I thought it was funny.
It's a good laugh.
Yeah, I know it's a bit higher up on your list, but I quite enjoyed it.
It's a good laugh.
Lower actually, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a good watch. It's funny and it's got some good moments on it. So
yeah,
we do sort of like it, but it's not going to break the bank in our list, is it? Number 13, I've actually gone for another. We talked about Onward earlier, which was a pleasant surprise. This was another pleasant surprise.
Yes.
When we watched it. I was really, really impressed. Was actually Soul. We didn't watch anything. We didn't see any reviews.
Didn't see the trailer.
And we just decided, obviously, going through the list. It was one film we sort of kept putting off.
Yeah.
And eventually we said, you know what, we'll give that a watch. And I think sometimes films are always better when you've not been looking forward to it. Your expectations are low when you sort of your thoughts on it are always better at the end of it. I think if you're looking forward to something, it never really holds up. But I thought Soul was excellent. Jamie Foxx's voice acting in this was excellent, and I just loved the story. The music was exceptional.
We were in Tesco's the other day, weren't we? And the "You Got Soul"
the main song came on. Yeah,
we were so happy.
I think it's a real nice film. It's got a real good heart to it.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed it. So Soul is number 13 on my list.
So number 12, I put Finding Nemo.
Whoa.
I know.
Whoa.
I loved Finding Nemo. I love Nemo. I love Dory. Even Marlin. I can't get my words out.
What about Bruce?
You know, love Crush at Paris.
Oh, Crush! I've got that Crush.
Yeah. Go surfer, dude. Or I'm so bad at accents, but what do they say on Crush?
What's he say?
Yeah. Oh, I love it. All the right vibes. So, yes.
Why is it this low?
I know it's low, isn't
Why
it?
is it 12?
It is low. But I just, when you see all the other films above it, you'll be like, yeah, I think.
Oh, it's getting to the big leagues.
It's getting the good films. It's getting the good ones.
It is difficult to differentiate these, but Finding Nemo, that is a shock. I am shocked. But hey, we move on.
We have had debates, and I don't mean like little debates. I mean full on like, no, well, this is better. This is better.
Well, the thing is, I'm shocked at that. You're going to be shocked at my next one.
Okay.
My number 12 is Inside Out. Which I thoroughly enjoy Inside Out. I think it's a really nice film about emotions and.
Oh, why is it that low then?
Because I think the next 11 are very, very good films. I love all the characters. I love Joy. Anger's hilarious. I just love how his head goes on fire, and I think all the emotions are really, really good. I think the voice acting's excellent, and the little addition that I liked to Inside Out is all the shorts they did, picking up on other people's emotions.
Yeah.
So there's one on Disney Plus, and if you haven't watched it, give it a watch. Called Riley's First Date. I think that's what it's called.
Yes, I think it is. Yeah.
In which Riley's boyfriend, who's the girl in the film, comes round to meet her parents for the first time, and it's the dad's emotions and the young lad's emotions.
Yeah.
And comedic, it's so good. It's such a brilliant, how people are thinking. It's
Oh, talking about Riley, I seen something on Facebook the other day, and I know everything you see on Facebook isn't true, but someone had a theory that Carl from Up is Riley's granddad. I forgot to tell you, we were at work.
True.
So we'll have to look into that. But if you know anything about maybe Carl being Riley's granddad, apparently there's a bit, she's looking back at a memory, and apparently it links to Carl and Ellie being the grandparents. So we'll have to look into that.
But it could work, because in Inside Out they do move house at the beginning.
Yeah.
They move to San Francisco, so maybe they move away from Carl. and that's why he doesn't see them, and he's so lonely and up. It could all work.
Find out.
But anyway, yeah, Inside Out. Sorry, Inside Out is my number 12. I really enjoy it. It's a really nice film with some really good moments and a great story as well. I do really like Inside Out. Yeah, so that's coming in at number 12.
Okay, so my number 11 is Soul.
You got soul.
That song is going to be stuck in my head. It's such a good song, though, isn't it?
It's a good song. Yeah.
Yeah, we've said how much we liked it, really enjoyed it, and like Jack said, we weren't looking forward to it. We kept putting it off, like, no, I don't want to watch that, we'll watch something else. But thoroughly enjoyed it, really, really pleasantly surprised. So, yeah, that's, what number is it? Number 11. Quite high up, yeah.
So, before we hit to the top 10, my number 11 is Lightyear, which I can see why people have their problems with this film.
Yeah.
I can. But being a huge Toy Story fan and loving Buzz Lightyear, I actually think it was a real homage to the toy. Because I think it says at the beginning of Lightyear that the film is based... Buzz Lightyear toy was based off of this film.
Yeah.
So essentially this film was a film in Andy's world, which Buzz was based off.
And that's why Andy then got Buzz and...
Yeah. I think it does a real nice, character piece for Buzz.
Yeah.
In a way, you find out why he's so regimented in Toy Story 1, why he's so sort of fixated on his duty. I thought it was really good. There are some things in it I don't think needed to be in it.
Yeah.
I don't think they needed to make certain... I don't want to spoil it, but certain things happen, certain decisions made. But I actually think, by and large, a lot of the characters are really, really good, and I like the fact that Buzz goes through time working with a certain person and then that certain person's relative. Yes. I thought that was really, really nice.
Very nice, yeah.
Yeah, so it comes in at number 11. It was very, very close to breaking the top 10, but 11, it stays, I'm afraid.
Right, our top 10 then.
This is when it gets into the big leagues.
Yeah. Gets juicy now. So number 10, I put The Incredibles. What? I enjoyed The Incredibles. Shut up. I enjoyed The Incredibles. I didn't know, I just preferred the others, but it made my top 10. I've enjoyed literally all the Pixar films, so top 10 is very high up for me.
Yeah, can't really, I think our top 10s, both of them, we can't really talk bad of the films, can we? I don't think.
No.
Any thoughts on The Incredibles at all?
My favourite is Elastigirl. I love Jack as well. He's so cute. I just...
Do you know one of my favourite
Everyone
bits?
would have watched Incredibles, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
So I don't feel I need to say about the story.
I think my favourite bit on The Incredibles is when they're sat at the dinner table and you got Helen, who's trying to keep the family under control, and Bob, who's like, they should use their powers, their gifts, and she says to Bob, Helen says to Bob about Dash being caught at school, and he's cutting Dash's steak, and he goes, "Oh my God, how fast were you going?" And he cuts the plate in half. And I think like that scene at dinner is just chaos.
It's just such a funny
It's
film.
great, and I think Dash and Violet's relationship is hilarious, and they're always sort of winding each other up.
Yeah.
Hey, no force fields. It's just, it's great.
Your number 10?
Oh, yeah, sorry. My number 10 is Up, which is a lovely film.
Oh, I love it.
It's a lovely film, Up. Carl and Ellie is so sad at the beginning of the film. A lovely little relationship, which is the core foundation of Carl, isn't it, as a character, I think.
Yeah.
And he has a really nice journey through the film, and has Russell with him, and Doug, who's just the best Disney dog ever.
Oh, he's brilliant.
I think. He's just squirrel, and he's great. He's a really good. It's a really good film. There's some really great moments. Paradise Falls is beautiful. And obviously the balloons coming out of the house is genius. It's a genius
it's
idea.
so lovely. And I keep talking about when we get engaged. I think I mention it in every vlog, so I'm sorry if you've got fed up of hearing about it. But when we got engaged, my mum got us we asked her for like a box we could start putting our pennies in to save for a wedding, and she got us like a glass, what do you call it?
It's the glass that Carl and Ellie have to save for Paradise Falls.
Yeah.
With the map on the
lovely.
back and the picture of them on it. It was a really nice gift, which we put our savings in. So
that we keep using.
Yeah.
So there's no savings
for Disney trips to make vlogs for you guys.
Okay, so have we both done number 10?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so number 9. This is quite low. Coco. Oh, Jack loves Coco. I really like this film. I think it's quite sentimental to us, isn't it?
Both. It's
very sentimental. So it's quite emotional.
Oh god, yeah. It's very emotional.
It's not one we watch a lot, because like I say, it's just so special to us. So we don't. It's, you know.
Yeah, it holds.
We don't watch it a lot.
It holds a place in both our hearts. We watched it at a time where we both sort of lost relatives.
Yeah.
And that the story and you know the way it links was quite hard hitting.
But it's such a lovely film.
Yeah, it's not horrendously sad. It's just the premise.
No, I think it was more because of what was going on in our lives.
Yeah,
it's very much linked. So it's probably a lot more emotional for us than a normal person watching it. But I mean, the songs. Oh, incredible!
Miguel is awesome.
Oh, and if you've been and watched the 30th parade, if you haven't, it's in our previous vlog series. I mean, when Miguel comes out, it's brilliant. And quite a few times we've been to Paris. There's been this one girl, and she's got a Miguel band on. Oh, and he goes crazy every time he's hanging off the things waving.
She's got a red jacket.
Yeah.
She has like a little Miguel doll, and as soon as he comes out, she's over the moon.
But you make such a.
She must have watched it so many times because he spots her every time.
Yeah, and she knows every single move. It's my favourite part of the parade, seeing that.
If that girl is watching, fair play, because it's fantastic, really. We seen it, didn't we? Was it in January? January trip.
We've seen her a few times, and then we've seen her in May as well on our previous trip.
And she loves it, and it's nice to see. Yeah. It's nice to see someone enjoy themselves. So
it made our day watching it.
He's a good addition, Coco, to that parade.
Sorry, I've just waffled on massively, haven't I? But yeah, Coco, number 9.
Number 9, which we have discussed, is Finding Nemo for me. Again, I find Dory incredibly annoying, but grew up watching Finding Nemo.
You can't say that because we call my sister Dory. That's why.
No comment.
Sorry,
I don't want to talk about Finding Nemo for too long because we sort of spoke about it. But yeah, I think it's a good story about a father and a son. There's some great moments, some good characters. And I think by and large, it is quite a nice film. Finding Nemo number 9.
Yeah. Oh, we got the same one.
So number 8, we've both gone for Cars.
Yes. Which is really low.
It is, but I couldn't see Cars getting ahead of any of the ones that are in front of it. So.
No.
Although I do really like Cars. I had the DVD, which I watch religiously.
Yeah.
I love the Life is a Highway song. Obviously, our engagement trip, we stayed in Santa Fe, so that is holds a special place. I just like the film. I like the McQueen's this sort of hot shot. I think she's better than everybody else, and he's sort of brought down to earth by these country bumpkins, isn't he? And it's good, and there's some good moments. I think I love Mater as well. I think
Mater's so funny.
He's just he's a great character. Funny as.
Okay, the light might be completely different, our camera died. And it's actually our first vlog using the camera. We just actually vlogged using our phones last time.
when we were away, we used your phone. So we'll see how the camera goes. Obviously, the battery life hasn't lasted very long.
Not looking hopeful.
I think we were talking about cars. I mean, I think I've said what I need to say about cars. Have you got any thoughts on cars?
No, I would have put it higher, but there's better films. So number 7, I put Up. We've already spoke about Up. Absolutely loved it. Up's number 7 for me.
This is a new one then, which we haven't spoke about yet. I've put number 7. I've put Toy Story 2, which I think may shock a lot of people. I love Toy Story 2. I do really like the film. I like what it did for the characters. I like what it did for the legacy of the films. You know, introducing Jessie and Bullseye, and and I love the bit in the toy store because.
What with Barbie and Ken?
That's Ken's in number 3.
Barbie. What I mean.
I like what it did for certainly Buzz, because I think Buzz sort of believes he's the only Space Ranger out there. Even though in the first film Woody drills it into him, he's a toy. And when he goes and sees all the other Buzzes, I think it makes him feel less special. And there's some good moments in it. Nothing bad to say about Toy Story 2, but you get to this end now, and all these are great films. So I
am surprised how low that is.
I can't put Toy Story 2 anywhere else. I think the other films in front are far superior.
Number 6, you're all gonna hate me now. I can't believe I've even done this. Right, I put Toy Story 1.
No excuses. The silence says it all.
I feel like this should be number 1, but I prefer others, and I can't say what I've put as number 1 yet because you need to wait.
We will get there.
But I feel really disappointed in myself.
Yeah.
I love Toy Story. Literally, like the Toy Story bit at Disneyland Paris. A lot of people say it's not very good. I've not been to Florida yet, so I will judge
the comparison
when I get there.
Will take place when we see Florida.
But I love Toy Story Land at Paris. Every time you get a picture with Rex, go and see Buzz. Now they've got the little potato head bit. Tao, love potato head. My one, I do have Mrs. Potato Head, but it's in the dishwasher, so using Jack's because I couldn't be bothered to wash it up. So yeah, I love Toy Story, but I just have no words. You go on.
My number 6 is Coco, which I don't really think we need to elaborate on really. Watched it at a time when we both had sort of, I won't say tragedies, but sad moments in our life. And it was a nice, sort of reassurance that, these people are always with you, I think. Coco's a great film. I got a Coco t-shirt on, which if you couldn't see. And I think it's a really nice film, and I would go back and watch this. I love the music. I think there's some great songs in it. Remember Me, Un Poco Loco. I think there's 2 great songs there. Coco's number 6. Great film.
Okay, so number 5, Inside Out. So we've already spoke about Inside Out, but I love it. I think it's such a good film.
It's a good film.
I actually worked, before my current job I'm in, I worked at a SEN school, so I worked with children that have special needs like autism and things like that, and we used to play Inside Out a lot. I'm going on now, I know, but a lot of the kids, were able to link to the characters, and it was just, I don't know, it was just part of my everyday life, and seeing what effect a film had on the kids.
Yeah.
I don't know, I loved it. I loved my job at the time. I loved working with the children, so it's got a bit of a special place in my heart, Inside Out.
Yeah, it is a lovely film, and we did thoroughly enjoy it. There's a big gap between mine and yours. Mine's at number 12, but I think we've got sort of the same opinions on it. I just prefer other films. My number 5 then is The Incredibles, which we've spoke about on Carla's list as well. I think Incredibles is great. I think characters are fantastic, story's fantastic. Unfortunately, the sequel let it down, but I forgot to mention when we spoke about yours, Frozen, Samuel L. Jackson. One of the best parts of the film is where is my super suit? It's great. I mean, everybody knows that scene. Just a really good film and one I grew up with. You know, the early 2000 Pixar films are ones I grew up with. Finding Nemo, Incredibles. You know, they were ones I had on DVD and watched religiously. Cars, you know, because they that was when I was of age to really understand what was going on in them. So, yeah, Incredibles, number 5 for me. Excellent film.
Okay, number 4, I've put Monsters Inc. Love Monsters Inc. And do you know what? It's still on my bucket list to meet Sully. Never met him.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
I think you can meet him at Hollywood Studios.
I think
I might be lying.
Does he make appearances at Disneyland Paris?
He does, but we've never seen him. He's quite rare to see at Disneyland Paris. Yeah. So when you go through the Walt Studio Park, go through the entrance, and to your right, when you come out, like towards Crush, there's like, you've got the door from the film, and then you've got like the Scream.
Yeah, the kids. That is a massive hit for kids.
It's always busy.
Always packed. The kids screaming into those things.
But Sully does do very rare appearances there. We've never seen him. No. But please put in the comments because I would love to meet him. So have you met him at Florida? Where does he appear? Where can we meet him? Because that is on our bucket list.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So if you know where he is, please let us know.
My number 4, I've gone for Ratatouille. Which I think has got more special because of our relationship with Disneyland Paris. I've always liked Ratatouille, don't get me wrong, but I think we've watched it 2 or 3 times, haven't we? Since we've done this list, and we've sort of rewatched it. It is a wonderful story. You know, a really, really nice story. Remy is an excellent character.
Yeah.
And it's just a real nice film. You know, Linguini is a good character. I love their relationship. I love the music, the French music. You know. I can't remember the name of the song, but it's a beautiful piece of music, and it plays when you're in the queue for the Ratatouille ride at Disneyland Paris. Yeah. Probably plays at Ratatouille at Epcot as well, I'd imagine. It's just a really nice film, and I think. Again, it's sort of got that subliminal message that, you know, they say it in the film, anyone can cook, but it's you know, you judge a book by its cover, and they judge Remy because he's a rat when actually he's more talented than all of them put together. It's a lovely film, and like I said, I think it makes it even more special that it's in Paris, and that's sort of our place.
Special place.
Ratatouille comes at number 4. Could have easily been higher, to be fair, but I think definitely number 4 does it justice.
So it leads on quite nicely to my number 3, because my number 3 is Ratatouille. I actually got these ears in the Ratatouille shop in Disneyland Paris. I think it's called Chez Marianne, I think.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Which is literally outside the Ratatouille ride. The first time we actually went on the Ratatouille ride, I don't know if it was broken or it was out of season. We went in February, didn't we?
It's very basic.
Last year or the year before?
Yeah, last year.
And we went in, and I came out, I wasn't very impressed. I said to Jack, like, I don't know. But at the time, you had to wear masks, and I had to wear my glasses, and then my 3D glasses on top. I was steaming up, I couldn't see. It was so it wasn't the greatest experience. The second time we went, I didn't really want to go on it, and it had massive queue rides. So I said to Jack, I was like, no, I'm not bothered. And then I think we went for Magic Hours, and we did Crush and all the things we wanted to do. And Ratatouille was like a 5-minute ride. So I said, oh, well, we'll go back on it. Absolutely amazing. Well,
it was like a different ride.
Yeah.
You were just hit with all these...
cork comes out, you get sprayed with water, and then the bit when you... Like, all the smells. Like, when you go around the corner into the bakery bit, the smell of bread. Oh, I mean... you know that like warm smell of fresh bread.
Yeah. It was like a different ride, wasn't it? It was like a different experience in its entirety.
Yeah.
And
completely changed our opinion, didn't it?
Yeah,
really
totally.
Enjoyed it. And then we actually had a reservation. I think it was after that time we rode it, wasn't it?
I think it was.
At Chez Remy. The restaurant itself was beautiful.
Oh, the theme is excellent.
Yeah, the theme amazing. Like even the table and chairs, just everything about the theme, and I cannot fault it. Food. I mean, my starter was nearly back up on the table. Wasn't it? Nice. Sorry, that's so gross. But got to be honest, haven't we?
Well, you didn't even eat it. It was
disgusting.
It was a soup with as you know, if you've been to Disneyland Paris or you're French, you'll know they love their Laughing Cow cheese, which is quite strong cheese.
And I'm not a cheese lover, but I just thought it was going to be like tomato and basil soup with like a bit of creamy cheese on top, thinking be fine. No, it came out green, like Mike green, and it smelled of cheesy feet, and I couldn't even get the spoon to my mouth because I was like proper gagging. Jack ate his starter. You know. Sorry if you're eating it too. You were eating your starter, weren't you? And yours was really nice. And the waitress came over and was like, "Is everything okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's fine." She was like, "Do you not like it?"
I had to try and sort of get it down me, so
it was horrendous.
Carla wasn't embarrassed that she didn't eat it. So I ate my pate, and I was like, "Right, get this soup down me." So I'm chugging this soup away.
Then the main courses came.
I couldn't do any more, but it was.
Don't go for the soup unless if you like cheesy feet taste. Not our cup of tea. And then we ordered steak. A lot of people are going to hate us again. We've got to have our steaks well done. We're not rare, medium, blood coming out.
I will sort of stretch to a medium to well, but I mean, French cuisine and French cooking is obviously completely different to how we expect things to be cooked over here. So
their well done was like our medium.
Their well done was still red. Because I think that's, you know, I don't know for sure, but I assume that's how they have their meat.
So I couldn't eat that either.
Yeah, so it was great.
70 quid, Barry Euros, and I ate some chips.
I mean, I would actually go again because I was quite. I'm easy with the menu. I quite like French food, French cuisine. So, like duck liver pate and things like that is, I'm fine with that. You know, the steak was okay. It was a little bit red, but I could get it. I
would go back just for the theme. I loved the experience in there, but the food, I know I'm fussy as well, but that was like.
Yeah.
I feel like you wouldn't take kids there.
No, I don't think you would, because like the kids want chicken nuggets and chips or something like that, and you're not getting that. You're getting a little bit more upmarket sort of, like I said, French cuisine. So we did actually try the ratatouille there as well. So that was okay. That came with the dish.
Okay.
So ratatouille's at your number 3. Yeah. My number 3 is Monsters Inc., which we discussed at your number 4.
Yes.
Again, similar to Incredibles and Finding Nemo, this era of Disney films were just childhood. It was just what I watched growing up. Loved Monsters. I've always loved Monsters Inc. I love the story. I love the music. I love Mike. I love Sully. I think the story's great. You know, the fact that the monster world's energy is powered by human screams, because everybody as a kid has that fear that there's a monster in the cupboard or a monster under the bed. So it's a great story. It's great writing. You know, whoever come up with that idea is superb. It's just a great film. You know, a great film. That's what comes in at my number 3. I haven't really got a bad word to say about it. Like I said, the only thing I think they've done dirty with Monsters Inc. is making Monsters University and not really adding on that as well as they could have. But number 3.
Okay, my number 2 is Toy Story 2. So I really enjoyed this. I know it was a lot lower on your list. I think the bit where I don't know his name, but where he's got Woody and he meets Jessie and Bullseye. I don't know why, I find that scene really therapeutic when he's cleaning Woody. Like, I don't know why, I just really like that scene. The bit in the shop where Barbie comes out, hilarious.
Yeah, good.
I like at the end in the airport when they're all trying to run away. I just think it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So that's my number 2.
I'll be honest, I can't really separate my number 2 and my number 1. My number 2, I've put the original Toy Story, but this could easily be number 1. I'm going to sort of call it a joint first, I think. Cheating. Toy Story is... That and Lion King are probably the most iconic films of my childhood. I can't even begin to tell you how much Toy Story merchandise I had as a kid, how many times I watched the film as a kid. Even when I went to Disneyland, Florida, when I was...
Disney World,
Florida, when I was like 10, 11, all I could think about was Toy Story, and that film had long gone. When we go now, my favourite bit of Dream Shine Brighter Parade is You've Got a Friend in Me. And seeing Woody and seeing Jessie. Yeah. I know Jessie didn't come into Toy Story 2, but Woody is I think the best Disney character from Pixar.
Yeah, but I find you and Woody are quite similar. So we have the conversation where it's like, if I was a Disney character, who would I be and all that? And I always say you're Woody. You and Woody are like the same person.
Yeah.
Same characteristics.
I think, you just... I don't really know what to say about Toy Story. I just love it. It's stuck with me my whole life. You know, the songs and the characters. You know, Tom Hanks as Woody and Tim Allen as Buzz is just the greatest casting of voices. You know, the toys that they made, the impact it's had on kids around the world, and you know, certainly me as an individual. You know, I had numerous Woody dolls, Buzzes, Zurgs, you know, Slinkies. God, I remember breaking Zurgs, you know, playing with toys on the stairs, dropping Zurg, breaking his arm. And I remember one year, my mum and dad bought a life-size Woody from Mothercare. And he was bigger than me. And obviously he had the big vinyl head with the big pointy nose. And it headbutted me one day, and it absolutely killed because his head was huge. I'll never forget that. Just all the memories, you know, of having all these toys. Yeah. A Rex and a Bullseye and a Jessie, you know, just never memories that you just don't forget, you know. And I've seen Toy Story more times than I can even count. I could tell you every word, you know, line for line. It's just a wonderful film. And like I said, it could easily be number 1. The way I've spoke about it, you probably think it is number 1. And I'm going to say this is a joint number 1.
Yeah, but it's both our number 1's the same. So, what's it?
Well, if you haven't guessed already, because we've been through the rest of the films, our number 1 is Toy Story 3. Both of us.
Number 3, I mean...
It's just superb. As highly as I've talked about number 1 and the impact it had on me, number 3 was as similar, because you know, gone through your whole life watching Toy Story and then Toy Story 2, and as you think you're getting to the end of it, they bring out number 3 and you're like, oh god, you know, what have they done? But it is absolutely superb.
I mean, Lotso, what a fabulous villain. I mean,
the idea is
brilliant.
The idea is incredible, that Andy's grown up and he doesn't really want to get rid of his toys. They're misplaced. Go to the daycare. The daycare is then run like a prison by Lotso, who's great, as you said. He's just fantastic.
And he smells the strawberries.
It's not, you know, I think the story is just excellent.
It is. I have to say, well, it's our number 1. It's our favourite.
Yeah, it's our favourite. And we elaborated on it earlier when we spoke about Toy Story 4. This is how it should have ended.
Yeah.
With the toys going to Bonnie, Andy having his last playtime with them, and then driving off to college, and Bonnie keeping the toys. That is where it ends. You know, the fact they've elaborated on it.
I have to say, it upsets me when we go to Disney and the bottom of the boots says Bonnie, and it's no offence to Bonnie.
Well,
I like you, Bonnie.
Bonnie's so cute.
She is, but it's Andy. And I think when you grow up with it always being Andy, it's just a bit like...
Yeah.
Bonnie, step aside, but it's Andy, you know.
Yeah, there's some great things that, you know, I suppose as a kid you wouldn't really pick up on watching Toy Story 3, but I love the bit when they're all gambling in the top of a vending machine.
Sorry, I was so sorry.
with the little farm animal toy, you know, great. I love the monkey that watches security cameras.
He's quite scary, and the doll.
You know,
I was in year 6 when it came out. I remember we had a school trip, and they took us to watch Toy Story 3 at the cinema. And when the baby came out, the doll, I was scared. I mean, I don't
big baby.
I was so scared. I don't think I actually watched that film since year 6 till I got with you.
Really?
Yeah, genuinely.
Jeez.
It petrified me, and that monkey bit where he's like,
Oh, yeah, I think
but I love it now.
The cast is not the cast anyway is great, but what they made out of the playtime toys,
really good.
You know, Lotso, Big Baby, the elastic sort of octopus, the big sort of superhero muscled up moth type thing or fly. And
the little foam. And he
the
can't
foam,
talk anymore. Oh, he's so cute.
You shouldn't have come back, cowboy. You know, it's just so many quotes. You know, so many memories from that film.
Yeah.
And it by far tops the list. That and the first Toy Story, I said, I can't really pick between the two.
So if you can't tell, we are Toy Story fans. And we cannot wait for Toy Story Land in Hollywood Studios. So yeah, I mean... I don't know how long that is. I haven't got my glasses on, so I can't see the timer on my phone. So I think it was a very long vlog. So I hope we haven't bored you too much. But we'd love to know what films you like. If you agree, disagree with us. Do you think Jack's film choices are completely wrong and I'm right? Most likely.
I'll be honest, I don't think there is a right and wrong.
It's what you love.
Your own opinion and what you enjoy. And obviously a lot of it is going to be nostalgia.
Yes.
And when we said at the beginning of the video, we can probably guess what many people's number ones is. I think many people's number ones is going to be one of the Toy Story films.
Yeah.
Because they're just so iconic, and Pixar starting at that generation of people our age. You know.
Definitely.
We've watched ranking videos of people before. I think Martin from So Helena and Martin. I think his favourite was Toy Story 2. You know, you can see why. Because they're just excellent films. Yeah. But like I said, it's completely your own choice. You know, and there's no right or wrong. So, but we'd love to know what you think.
Yeah, we just love films, and we do rank all of them. We just went and seen Indiana Jones on the weekend.
Yeah, if this is the sort of stuff you like to see us doing, obviously this is getting on a bit now. So we appreciate your time to watch it. But if we can do Star Wars and Marvel, if you want to see those for Disney as well, and like I said, in due course we will have a Disney Classics list coming out.
That might have to be in 2 parts though, because there are a lot of films. We
may have to do that in 2 parts.
We'll probably do a live action Disney one.
I forgot about
we
those.
We are getting through those. Watched Mulan the other day.
Yeah,
not sure how I felt about that, but we'll get onto that on another film.
We'll get those together.
Video, I mean.
And we'll put those out so you guys can see.
But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and give us a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. But yeah, put in the comments what you think. What are your favourite films?
Let us know your thoughts. Not only on our list, but obviously let us know what you guys think as well, because we'd love to see what you guys think and how your lists would fare. So thanks for watching. We appreciate it, and we are still new to this, so bear with us. But we're getting there. We'll get there. But thanks for your time. Really appreciate it.
We'll see you soon.
See you soon. Bye.